When you think about vehicles in GTA, there's a handful of cars that you know will always make a return because they become staples of the franchise. The Infernus, Turismo, Comet, Landstalker and Bobcat, just to name a few. But if there's one vehicle that stood the test of time and is arguably the most iconic vehicle in the entire franchise, it's the Oppressor Mark II. I mean, the Banshee. Some might argue that the Banshee started life in GTA 2 under a different name based on the livery that it was rocking. This was the Rumbler. But in GTA 3, this is where the Banshee put its foot down and let us know it was here to stay. The classic Banshee featured in GTA 3, San Andreas and Liberty City Stories is based on the Dodge Viper SR1 and the RT10. Obviously, because Rockstar doesn't want to get sued, they typically take different parts from different cars and mash them together. In the case of the Banshee, this means that the hood scopes, for example, are based on the 1993 Pontiac Firebird and the rest of the car based on minor bits and bobs of 90s American coupes and the two before mentioned vehicles. Copyright isn't the only reason. As some of you might know, car brands don't like their cars being associated with crime and don't like to see them get damaged either. That's why in racing games, you generally have virtually no damage because it will make the car look bad. In GTA 3, the Banshee could be found in the car showroom in Portland, whereas in Liberty City Stories, there wasn't a Banshee there. In GTA Vice City and Vice City Stories, the design of the Banshee was altered to better represent the time period. This version was based on the Chevrolet's Corvette C4. In GTA 4, the Banshee went back to its roots again by being based on the Dodge Viper, kind of. The overall car was based on the second generation of the Dodge Viper SR, with other elements of the car being inspired by the third generation Mazda RX-7, the Honda S2000, Aston Martin DB9, and also the Toyota Supra for the interior. Overall, the Banshee looks similar to the original counterpart in GTA 3, but obviously a bit more modern, and this time around also had a hardtop version alongside of the classic topless version. In GTA 5, the same model was used as in GTA 4, but a new version of the Banshee was introduced with GTA Online's January 2016 update. The Banshee 900R was introduced in the game, and this version was mainly a supercar version of the Banshee, and from a design point of view was simply a wide body version of the car. Though it was rather underwhelming in terms of track performance in its class when it was released, the top speed of the car made it a top contender for those races with a lot of straight lines. The Banshee is such an iconic car that it even transitioned into real life. Rockstar spent $180,000 modifying a 2006 Dodge Viper SRT10 and gave it to West Coast Customs to turn it into a real life replica. And well, to be quite honest, they did an amazing job. The way to win the Banshee back then was to enter a GameStop contest in October of 2013 during the launch month of the game. And well, you never guess who won it. Yep, the Banshee was originally won by a grandma from North Carolina who's never even touched a video game in her life. It was her youngest son that bought GTA 5 at GameStop using her credit card, won the competition, and thus because it was her credit card, she became the legal owner of the car. In 2015, she tried to auction the car off for a second time because she previously had tried to do it in 2014 to be able to help pay for her son's college. And well, the car apparently was very high maintenance and wasn't exactly a daily driver. Because of the custom job that West Coast Classics did, simple stuff like a battery became difficult to access. The car was sold again in 2018 and at the time only had 8,200 miles on the dial, with the price seemingly having dropped down from $180,000 to a mere $30,800. It's quite a drop. In February of 2020, the car was seen at an auction house by the name of Copart USA, And surprisingly enough, on April 6, 2020, the Banshee can actually be seen in Season 5, Episode 8 of Better Call Saul, just casually hanging out there, pretending that no one would notice. But it's there, it's purposely there. I mean, you can literally even see the words Grand Theft Auto on the... you get my point. A few days after the episode aired, this video popped up of the new owner showing off the car yet again. There's also a Reddit post from 3 years ago that shows the car ending up in a museum somewhere, but the details on that are a bit vague. Sadly, the last sighting of the Banshee was in June of 2021, where it was sold again and shipped off to what I would assume is now its current owner. At least that's what we are assuming. The exact details of the real-life Banshee are sadly a bit muddy, but for obvious privacy reasons, we can all kind of assume why that is the case. But I do hope that the car is in the right hands, perhaps in the hands of a fan that gave it a good home and appreciates the kind of history that they now have in their possession, because they own Grand Theft Auto's most iconic car.